Everyone, and welcome to your reading. If you are here, there is something in here for you. Your team has brought you. So I just completed clearing the energy, and this is the day after the full moon. So I always advise people to clean after the full moon because the veil is very thin during the full moon, and it helps us just to be able to keep the energy nice and clean around us to transmute those energies. Okay, so I'm just going to move this out. And I don't like to set my burning pot directly on my desk because my desk is actual wood. It's actually made here by a craftsman here. So I have a new deck here. These are, what is this called? Star Dragons. So I'm going to be pulling from this deck as well. And there is also cards here that speak about the area that they want to talk about today within this reading. So let's see what that area is. Okay. It feels like we have definitely expanded throughout this energy. You may be going through a little bit of discomfort as you move through this energy as well. I feel, but through all of this, you will be gaining knowledge or wisdom. I feel okay. So let's see what this card is about. Oh, look at that, you guys. I can't even make this up. This is knowledge. And in case anyone is wondering, they're all different. Okay. This is what. Let me see if I can get that up to the camera. See? They're all different. And this one, after I just got done saying wisdom or knowledge, this is what they want to speak about. So that is really fascinating. So let's see what dragons want to come out for that. And then I'm going to pull for some other oracles to get message, but it feels like, oh, and it just slid way over here. So what do we have? The self. Oh my God. Gathering your power. Okay. I can't even make this up. I just did a really powerful grid clearing with a group. And if you're interested in that, I will have postings. You can go to my site, check it out at any time. The description, it is in the description box below. Okay. So they want to talk about the self, gathering your power. So this is about pulling your power back to you. And I feel like this has a lot to do with your sacral energy, with all the orange fire I'm seeing here, but also speaking with this being blue. This kind of, and I want to bring this up to the camera to show you a little bit more. So as I look at her looking back, it feels like she's leaving opinions behind her. Leaving opinions behind her. It's like, what you say, I don't care. So this is about being able to move into the self and receiving the wisdom and the knowledge that you have always been intended to have. And interesting, on the bottom of the deck here is trust, love, and friendship. That is not part of the reading, but I feel like it can have to do with, your soul family or that kind of thing, your tribe that wants to come in to be able to help you with that. They may be supporting you within this growth of the self, because that's what it feels like. It feels like you're gaining your power through, even through others. Being able to see your true self through the reflection of others. Okay, so this can have to do with soul tribe, that kind of thing. So let's see, we got water. Your capacity to feel deeply, connect with the unseen currents of the soul, is a treasure that brings you closer to your higher self. And this is going within to really find yourself. And when we find the self, it is because we have dove within ourselves and looked within us, because that is where true knowledge comes from, is within. It's not out here anywhere. It's always within. And yes, you can find guidance from many sources. That's not what I'm saying at all. You can find guidance from many sources. You can find validation through other sources as well. But true knowledge comes from within, it comes from experience. Okay? I feel like my stuff is wonky. Like, I don't know, you might be rearranging schedules and things as well with the feeling that I'm getting with this. Because it feels like things are kind of disarrayed, you know? So you might be moving things around or changing things in order to bring um, more of a balance, I feel. It feels unbalanced. Weird. Really weird. Let's see what else they have here. Asteroids. None of us are just good or bad, or never wrong and always right. No one exists without polarities that are working with them, against them, and within them. That's interesting. Yeah, it is really coming, the knowledge is really beginning to know the self of who you are, that you are all of these things. I am you and you are me. We are all one. Everything exists within us. And the woundings that come forward, the reflections that come forward for us are things that need to be healed within us, within our soul. Yeah, I just feel like I got to keep rearranging these. Everything feels out of balance. Weird. It's really weird. Feels like it's crooked or something, if that makes sense. Okay. And here we have Jupiter. And Jupiter, you are the seeker, the sage, and the embodiment of limitless growth. Through your journey, you inspire others to reach for the stars within themselves. And I really do feel that this is to do with soul family energy. Like I said in the beginning, it feels like you're going to have a group come in that's going to be able to help you to receive this knowledge, through validation of yourself. But the center of your reading really here is, your capacity to be able to feel deeply that is a gift. A lot of people don't feel that their emotions are a gift, but they really and truly are a gift. You sense things coming before they ever arrive. So you can be prepared for those things that are coming, okay, within the cosmos. So let me see here. Grab the Sacred Light Oracle wants to step forward. So let's see what else they want to say about this. What kind of knowledge is coming forth here? What kind of knowledge? What is being overcome? Because this is about gathering your power. So it's definitely a realization here about the polarity that exists within us and healing those woundings, because there's great power within that darkness, within our shadow, that we have been pushing away from us. So this is talking about integrating that shadow energy within you, because everything is energy, and energy never leaves. It only transforms, changes, transmutes. Okay? So what else do we have here for this group? I also feel my throat. So this may be coming for you with being able to speak in some way. Becoming that leader, being that leader. Inspiration to others. Because she just looks like she's no nonsense here. She's just like, what you say? It looks like the dragon is bowed down to her. She's in control of it. She looks fierce, intense. Boundaries well set. Full of that creative power here. Look at this. Tibetan fire serpent, 33, which refers to ascended masters whenever the 33 comes up. Seeking a higher truth, discernment, a better path, and authority. Yeah, this is definitely about coming into your power here, realizing who you really are at the root of yourself, that you really are in charge of your life, that you have deep, deep wisdom and power here. Even with these asteroids falling here, there's something about these asteroids. What is these asteroids, Spirit? What are you talking about here? Okay, I heard dodging bullets. So this is about facing something, or coming face to face with something rather than avoiding it. Interesting. Do we have any more from this deck? Wants to come forward? Interesting how the fire serpent came forward with what we've got here. I don't know, maybe they don't want to give me any more out of this one. That's okay. Something here coming up, some kind of fire from the earth, embodying that. Like, you see how her root and her sacral are on fire? And then it's just going up the spine here. Let's see what Lemuria has to say. Full spectrum. There's skull wisdom right there. Interesting, because here's knowledge. Skull wisdom. To me, skulls speak about ancient wisdom. And look at this, how it's pouring into the Merkabah back and forth. And the Merkabah is really about our own connection of the masculine and feminine, heaven and earth, our soul and our body, balancing ourselves. Full spectrum. Seeing everything as it is. No wool over the eyes. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see if I can get that full card in there for you. Okay. Oh, there's 4 here. I didn't realize that. Okay. Air, paradigm shift. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, let me see the rest of these cards here. Luminescent, she came out in a recent reading. And gracious receptivity, so did this one. And there's a lot of cards in that deck for the same ones to be coming out. That tells me that there's a collective message that needs to be heard. And this is about being gracious and humble. It's not about saying, and that's interesting, because there was a card here that said something about you're not always right here. None of us are just good or bad, or never wrong and always right. No one exists without polarities that are working with them, against them, and within them. And that's what this feels like to me, is being able to see this full spectrum here of the colors, of the dark and the light and everything in between, that we are all that. Each and every one of us are that. And that is what is going to bring you the knowledge when you sit in that humility and grace of recognizing that we are all here to learn, and that We are not here to judge what is right and what is wrong within ourselves or within anyone else. Judgment is not ours. We are not here for that. We are here to experience. That's it. Experience and learn, and to be able to move ourselves into higher wisdom, higher consciousness. And we move ourselves into higher consciousness by gaining that wisdom and that knowledge. That is how we get that. We don't get it by judging and by pushing things away from us. We get it by a full spectrum of all, of the one, all encompassing energy is what I am hearing. All encompassing energy. I feel like the hidden worlds want to come out. I was going to grab the other deck, but they're like, no, no, take me. Take me. I don't pull from this deck very often. So let's see what they have to say for us. So the wisdom or the knowledge is coming to you because of the non-judgment. As I look here, 11:44 on my clock. 1:44 is the clarion call, the chosen. And we're all chosen. It's whether or not we are sitting in that awareness. No one is right and no one is wrong. Everything is dependent upon your own experience about who you are, where you are. Okay? In your awareness, in your belief. You are here to experience certain things, and nothing is better or worse. It is simply an experience to gain knowledge in order for us to become wise enough to ascend, to be able to hold more wisdom. Because if we don't have the responsibility with that knowledge is great power. And that's what this is talking about here. Knowledge, and it says the self, gathering your power. Knowledge is power. That is the greatest power that we have, is the knowing. Okay? Oh, okay. They threw that across the room. The meditation, peace, relief, and sanctuary. Yes, yes. And I feel that this card is coming out to let you realize that there is peace comes from going within, but there is nothing to live up to. Okay, you don't have to be anything except you. That's what you're here to be, is you. And in realizing that, the self-realization is going to bring that great power to you of the self. You are going to be able to access your gifts, which is your wisdom. Your wisdom. With that is great responsibility. And that is why we go through all of these initiations. Because it's important for us when we hold that knowledge, that wisdom, that we realize the power that is within it and that we don't use it for destruction. Okay, everyone, this is your reading for today. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoy my readings, click that subscribe, like, leave me a comment. I love to read your comments. And until next time, please remember to always let love be your guide.